Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Todd and welcome to this week's episode of the Miller Method. We know that often people attempt to use exercise to lose weight and very often they fail. And today we are going to talk about one of the reasons why that happens. Now remember that weight gain is really a function of eating too many calories and not burning enough. So if we create a caloric surplus, we're going to gain weight. If we create a caloric deficit, we're going to lose weight. Now let's assume that we have an individual who is gaining weight at the rate of 12 pounds per year, which would be 1 pound per month. If an individual is gaining weight at 1 pound per month, that is equal to a caloric surplus of 875 calories per week. So let's assume this individual is eating 875 calories per week too many. So they're not burning enough calories and they're creating a caloric surplus. Now if this individual is gaining 12 pounds a year, let's say they start at 163 pounds and they gain 1 pound a month for 1 year. So if they gain 1 pound a month for 1 year, at the end of 1 year, they are 175 pounds. And let's assume that that person gets to 175 pounds and they say, that's it. I don't want to be 175 pounds. I'm going to start exercising. And what that individual does is they decide they're going to take up walking. And let's say they walk. They decide they're going to walk 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And they weigh 175 pounds. Now I plug that into an activity calculator, and if somebody at 175 pounds walks 30 minutes, 5 days a week, they are going to burn 865 calories per week. Now look at these numbers. They're burning 865 calories a week through exercise, but their caloric weekly surplus is 875 calories. So essentially, they're burning just enough to offset their caloric surplus. So here we go. They start exercising at 175 pounds. And let's say they do this for 2 months. So they go for 2 months. What's going to happen? They're not really going to lose weight, right? Because they're not creating a caloric deficit. All they're doing with the exercise is offsetting the surplus. So for 2 months, they're going to exercise and their weight's going to stay exactly the same. Now what's going to happen with most people, let's say they're fed up, they're frustrated with their weight, they want to lose weight, they start exercising 5 times a week. So they're looking at this as a lot. They're saying, I'm walking 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. I did that for 2 months and I weigh exactly the same as when I started. So what is that person going to do? That person's going to quit. That person is going to make the assumption, they're going to come to the conclusion that exercise is ineffective for losing weight. And in this case, it is ineffective for losing weight. What it is effective at is offsetting the rate of weight gain. So even though this person isn't any heavier after the end of the 2 months of exercise, they look at that as a failure, okay? Because they don't really understand that the exercise was effective at preventing further weight gain. All they care about, all they think about in their head is if I start exercising, my weight's going to drop. And that's not always the case. And in fact, a lot of times that's not the case. There are other things that have to be in order for this to work. And what are those things? We've talked about those previously. If we want to really get the most or the most rapid results in changing body composition, remember what we have to do. We have to maximize our resting metabolic rate. And we said we do this through a combination of strength training. Well, strength training really is what maximizes the resting metabolic rate. We need to burn a lot of calories on our non-strength training days. And how do we do that? We do that through high-intensity aerobic exercise or interval training or something like that. We also need to eat a number of calories that is appropriate for our daily caloric burn. We can exercise all we want. But if at the end of the day we eat more calories than we burn, we're going to gain weight. Doesn't matter how much we exercise. Okay? And finally, we need to maximize our non-exercise physical activity. So the types of exercises that we do during the day, the type of physical activity that we do during the day that is not intentional exercise. And that's what we'll talk about next time. Next time we'll talk about how we can do little things during the day that increase our overall caloric burn. Thanks.